cute? I thought that was so cute. I love all these little features. So, hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to our Wednesday lives, our Wednesday evening live sessions. I don't know what to call these. I'll keep thinking on that, but welcome. Hi, everyone. I am streaming from a new platform, so I am crossing my fingers that number one, you can hear me first and foremost. That's the most important, but also that you can hear me and see me, because that's been quite the issue. So definitely keep me posted on that. Got to make sure my phone's on silent. So I'm Nady. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. If you're here or if you're watching this afterwards, I'm a licensed professional counselor in Houston, Texas. I'm the owner of Freedom Psychotherapy and Wellness Services. I primarily focus on providing therapy and wellness experiences that help my clients go from feeling depleted and numb and weak to feeling strong, energized, and their absolute best selves. My favorite thing to do. And if you want to join the Wellness Junkie community, I've dubbed it, and become a better version of you, but you're tired, exhausted, 2020, or, you just lack the motivation right now to get started, I do have a free Tiny Steps checklist that you can download with tiny steps that you can take this week to get momentum going. So download it if you want to. It's free. Like I said, absolutely free. Go to connect.freedompsychotherapy.net/checklist to download that for free and get started on your wellness journey. Hey, Francesca. Hi, girl. But come on, watcher. Come on, first watcher. Definitely do that. Today, we're going to bust some myths. That is the goal today. We are going to talk all about assumptions around therapy and mental health, like assumptions all the way around. And we're going to see if we can dispel some myths that you guys have. I wanted to talk about this because I hear all the time from clients how worried they were before they reached out and took the first steps to get help because of what they saw on TV or the movies or whatever, or just what they thought it would be like. So if I can dispel some myths for somebody else and make it easier for someone to get the help that they need, I want to do that. And we've been talking all about therapy this week over on Instagram. And so I asked you guys in my Instagram story about assumptions you had about therapy or about mental health. And so we got some responses to that. So those are the assumptions that we're going to talk about today. And also, if you want to participate in lives in the future, definitely follow Freedom on Instagram. We're at Freedom Therapy Freedom Therapy _. Not the in the middle. Sorry. So you can get your questions answered live or participate in stuff like this when I do ask about, you ask for your input and stuff. So follow me over there and check us out. We're trying to, really spread the wellness word, as well as turn everybody into wellness junkies. That's the goal out here in these streets. So let's get going. Let's get these myths dispelled, get rid of them, kill the myth. So, all right. Myth number one. Therapists are blank screens with no emotions. That's interesting. I feel like that's a very old school kind of mentality on therapists, because I do think that there was once a time where that was the way for therapists to be. But I really don't think that that's the case anymore, to be quite honest, especially if you have a Black therapist or a therapist of color. I feel like the culture is such a thing. We are ourselves at the end of the day. So I saw a TikTok of a therapist that was what people think I'm like in therapy and what I'm actually like in therapy. And it's we lit out here. I'm excited for you when you have wins. I'm excited for my clients when they, we get turned up in our therapy sessions, or if it's sad, we're all sad. I'm not going to sit, oh no. I'm not going to pull one of those on you. If, when things are emotional, we express emotions. I think a lot of therapists are on that more expressive tip now, just because it helps clients be more, helps like you learn, like you can mirror what I do. Like this is how you express yourself. When you feel a thing, you say a thing and whatever. So I think a lot more therapists are way more emotional. I think that's very like 1955, type therapy with no emotions. Okay, number two, when therapy ends, you're healed. That's it. That's all there is to it. Again, no, like absolutely not. Like once, if you decide to sort of wean yourself off of therapy, or you and your therapist decided you made like a whole bunch of progress, to be honest, when you're done, now you do your own work yourself and you maintain. So it's not like everything's fixed and I'm fine, I don't need to do anything anymore. Now you're responsible for your own work. You don't need me anymore. You can do it because I've seen you do it and you've done it consistently. So it's not like a quick fix or like once I'm done, I'm done. I'm the best there ever was. Sorry. Number three is people who go to therapy are weak. Oh no, no, that's not true. Like, that's just not true. Like, truly, honestly, it's very much one of those things where it takes a lot of strength to do, to be honest with you. The same way, like I said, like some of the clients have come to me lately, like it took so much for them to even reach out. Like, that is strength. Like, that is courage for you to even reach out to this complete stranger to ask for help. And then it's like to be able to sit in this room or on this computer screen and tell somebody all your deepest, darkest things. Like, this is strength, not weakness. I feel like it's softer and like weaker and meeker to like, be afraid, right? Like that's like to you and to let your fear take over, right? I don't know, but definitely not weak if you go to therapy. That's such a strong thing and such a strong step to get that started. Somebody said the couch idea, like the therapy. I guess I assume that means like the couch, like you lay on the couch and just like spill everything, and that's the therapy session. I mean, yes, like if we're in traditional and like you come to the office, there will be a couch for sure. But there's a whole bunch of different environments these days to do therapy. Like echo therapy is a big thing right now. Like echo meaning like environmental and outside, like whether that be like therapeutic like activities like ropes courses and stuff like that, or just be like walk and talk, like we go around a track or like a botanical garden or whatever, and just walk and talk and do the same thing we would do on the couch. But like it's so much more than that at this point. And now like everything's virtual, right? Like before there were some virtual therapists, but it was more it wasn't as prevalent. And since COVID, like we're all on the computer out here. So what couch? Your couch? Sure, sit wherever you want to sit. Like that's your call. Number five, therapists and clients become best friends. Interesting. That's really interesting. I'm thinking that's a no. I don't think therapists become best friends with their clients, mostly because that's like a ethical like violation. I think the rule for Texas is that you can't be in a friendship relationship with your client until 2 years. Like once you stop therapy, like your last therapy session has to be 2 years ago before y'all can become friends. Like I think that's truly like our ethics right now. And 5 years if you want a sexual relationship. So there's that. But no, I don't think therapists and clients become best friends, only because, like we're teaching you guys boundaries. We're teaching, all kinds of things like that, to where, you understand like this relationship is just what it is. It doesn't have to go like, I don't have to go to, your housewarming party and, go out with you for your birthday, like stuff like that. It's like, we're not besties, but say like we were trying to get you through college, or you worked with me all the way through your marriage was falling apart and now it's back together and y'all are renewing your vows or something. Like if it's like related and you want somebody to attend an event because like they helped you get there, cool. But like best friends, super close, like we call and we text, not likely. Like this is a professional relationship at the end of the day. So therapy is just talking, which you can do with a friend. Interesting. No. I mean, we call it talk therapy. That's true. That is absolutely true. We do call it talk therapy. However, even though we call it that, that's not necessarily what it means. Therapy is a lot of things. Like it's gaining different perspective. It's gaining healthy coping skills and new ways to deal with things safely, ways to express yourself safely, which you cannot always do around your friends or family. Like sometimes, you may feel a little bit judged, or they won't understand a certain experience and they don't know how to walk you through it. Therapists luckily don't have to know your experience to walk you through it. We have learned all the techniques and gotten all the training to deal with whatever you throw at us, versus your family or your friends who don't have the training to deal with maybe some trauma that you went through, or a really bad breakup with a guy or a girl that they thought you should have broke up with 3 years ago, so they don't have any empathy for it. Like, it's different. And then plus there's different forms of therapy that aren't just talking, like EMDR, for example. It's like eye movement, whatever. I can't remember what the acronym stands for. But like EMDR is a trauma therapy treatment, and there involves like tapping, or like hearing like sounds going back and forth in your ears and stuff like that. There's just all different kinds: dance, movement, yoga. Therapists incorporate all kinds of stuff, meditation. I incorporate meditation to my therapy sessions all the time, like that kind of thing. So it's not just talk. Like, I feel you, I get it, but it's not just talk. Uh, let's see, hold on. I'm gonna lose my place in here. Hold up. Y'all know I'm all about my notes. I gotta stay prepared for y'all. I write all the things down. Let's see. Therapists can prescribe medication, or all therapists do is recommend medication. SpaghettiOs. So number one, in most states, therapists like licensed professional counselors, or licensed clinical social workers, psychologists cannot prescribe medication in most states. I know there's like a few, maybe 3 or 4 where they can. And so a psychiatrist prescribes medication. So a psychiatrist is a medical doctor. They went to medical school. They can prescribe meds to you, but usually therapists cannot. So don't worry about that. Don't call me for no medications, because I can't give you none. But all we do is recommend medication. I think that's definitely a myth. I don't think all therapists are even for meds, to be honest. Like, some therapists are super holistic to where it's all about lifestyle, and they don't even believe in that. Some therapists, like me, kind of middle ground. I think if you need it, all right, cool, let's try it. I don't think you have to have it. Some people, depending on how severe you are, maybe you need it to like get your head above water and get out of the fog, and like start to develop the habits and the lifestyle that you need. And then you and your doctor can titrate you back down. But do you need it to just, everybody has to have it? Absolutely not. I don't think most therapists think that way, to be honest. Therapy works after just a few sessions. Interesting. Works. What does that mean? What works? But therapy. So, to be honest, all right, the way the therapy sessions are usually structured for most therapists, good therapists, they are going to be doing assessments and like assessing you those first few sessions. Like, your first 3 or 4 sessions with your new therapist is going to be a lot of question and answer. They're going to be trying to get to know your history. They want to know everything about you before we even deep dive into, solving problems and fixing things and like resolving issues. They really want to know a lot about you. So in the first few sessions, it's not going to be any like grand, like epiphanies and like I've learned so much and whatever. Oh, that's an interesting feature. I got to put Francesca up on the screen there. That was fun. I may do that later on in life. Sorry. I was trying to move something off the screen and like just learn something new about this platform. So yeah, definitely can't fix anything in just a few sessions. And I know like sometimes it seems that way because we get like these EAP programs and stuff that give you 6 sessions or whatever. And you're like, all right, well, let's get this thing fixed in these 6 sessions and be done with it. But that's really not how it works, to be honest. If we're really like, if you're in this, your therapist is going to be making sure that we get all the nitty gritty and understanding you before they even start offering you any like resources or perspectives or whatever, because I want to make sure that it's like, it'll be something that makes sense for who you are as a person. You know what I mean? So sorry, it takes time. You can go for a few sessions, but I would bet money you're not gonna feel like it's A1 and I'm good to go. I would bet that for sure. Therapy is only for people with serious problems. It's a no. It's a no because yes, if you have a serious issue or serious trauma, for sure, seek out help, go get a therapist. But also, what if what if you're a person who doesn't have a lot of people to vent to, or you don't like have the space, like maybe you're a single mom and all you have is kids, like are you going to be like sharing all your junk with the kids? Probably not. You come to me. Or even like on the note of like not being able to resolve things with friends, like they don't always have the logic and the perspective and the training and stuff like that to be able to help you through even day-to-day stress and work stress and stuff like that. That's what we're for, still helping resolve those things. What if you're trying to just accomplish goals? Like if you're trying to accomplish goals and you're finding that you're not able to accomplish what you want to and you're not able to get to the place that you want to get to, why? What's blocking you? Therapy. Therapy will help you figure that out. So you don't have to have a big, huge issue like a diagnosis or anything. It's really just about people. Therapy is for people who want to be better, right? If you want to be better than you were yesterday, if you want to leave this world better than you were, better than you came in, that's what it's for. That's why we're here. For anybody that wants to like up level their life, anybody that wants to up level their mindset and how they think, that's who therapy's for. Doesn't just have to be serious problems. I can fix my I can fix my problems on my own, or I shouldn't need anybody's help. I call that superhero syndrome. I don't know if I made that up, but that's what I call that, superhero syndrome. You can do everything, Superwoman, Batman. Okay. People need people at the end of the day. And so if 2020 has taught us a lot of lessons, but I think one big lesson that 2020 has taught us is that we need other humans, because being isolated is terrible and it is hard on our psyches, right? Like it is so hard. So the fact that to think that you can fix your problems on your own, like you can't drink clean water on your own. There are hands and things and mechanisms and folks in places that help you get water out of your faucet. Like we need people. That's period. But fixing everything on your own, sometimes stuff is heavy. Like sometimes things are just too heavy. And especially if you're holding it all, like you decide, okay, well, I'm going to carry everything because I got it and I don't need anybody. And I'm going to just carry it all. Like eventually, you may topple over, you may break it, you may crush. Therapy can really help you unload those things so that you're not carrying all that weight all the time. But yeah, I just don't think anybody should depend on solely themselves for every single thing. And the shouldn't need anybody's help. Like you can should yourself to death. I should be this place by this time in life. I should have done this. I should do this. And I'm supposed to be like this. Like who makes the rules? You shouldn't need anybody's help? Why not? Who says? Just something to think about. But I do think that's a myth. We all need other people. We all need other people. It's wait, not it. Wait, I'm losing my place. Therapists will only talk about your childhood or your relationship with your parents. Ugh. So, I mean, the myth part of this is that only, right? Like, we're not going to only talk about that. Like, that's not what you come here for. I'm not like therapists these days are not like Freud, right? Where he thought that everything had to do with like your childhood and like your parents, and like that's why you're all messed up because of that. Like this is not always the case. Like obviously if there was some trauma in your history, we got to go back, right? If there were some things that transpired to where that got you to where you are now, like yeah, like we'll likely have to go back. Like that is a part of it, but that's not the only thing we talk about. Like we also come to the here and now. which is my favorite place to be and my favorite place to bring my clients to the here and now. Because like there are also things now, like how is all the other stuff affecting what you do now, right? So it's not all about like we have to talk about this and talk about this back the old stuff forever and ever. Not at all. Let's set some goals. Let's make some plans. Some therapists are what they call solution focused, and solution focused therapists don't go all the way back there. They're just not doing it. There's no time. We're trying to solve the problem right now. So it depends on the type of therapist that you go to, you know, how far back you want to go, how much trauma have you experienced. I think that one is a very like, it depends, I think is the answer to that one. But only, definitely not only. It's too expensive. This is not the case. Now, therapy can get pricey, but I don't think it's pricey in like relative to, right? Like I think people sometimes consider therapy expensive because of insurance and how people perceive their mental health. Like people don't prioritize their emotional and mental health very much, so they don't put the worth on it, is what I believe, because we specialize in mental health and emotional health. But if you go to a surgeon, nobody's questioning his $4,000 price tag. Like that's what you think that is worth. If he's going to cut into you, like that's what you think that costs. If we're going to get into your mind, how you think, that you use every single day, make all the decisions you make every single day, how you treat people, how you treat your family, how your family's affected by how you act and how you think and how you express yourself. What's that worth to you? So that's something that I think is a block on some people where they say, oh, therapy is expensive. Relative to what? But in general, like healthcare and stuff like that, like can be costly, right? Like some therapists are charging, $250, $200 a session. Okay. We do have managed care. Like we do have insurance, like that can help some people. But I do think that there are definitely ways to make therapy affordable or for you to wrap your mind around how much it's worth for your therapy. So I guess it just depends. I feel like that one is very like, that's your mindset. I do think it's a myth. I think sometimes it could be too expensive if we're like, I don't know, like, I don't know what would be like too expensive. Again, like I said, for your health and all the aspects of your life that affects your mental health. So I don't know. Think about that. I feel like that one's up to interpretation. That's my opinion. My opinion. All therapists are the same. Oh no, all therapists are not the same. Period. Done. I don't know if I should even say more about that. I will though. They're not the same. We're not the same. I think, like I said earlier about the blank screen thing with therapists, from the first questions that therapists have no emotions. Again, if you get like a therapist of one culture, you get a therapist of a different culture, that makes our styles different. You get therapists that specialize in different things. That makes our styles different. I mentioned the solution focused person. They're like, we're going to solve this problem right now. You have these cognitive therapists that are going to like, we're focused on your thought and how it affects your emotions. You get like these really like energy, what do you call? I was going to say woo-woo was the word. You get these woo-woo therapists. But whatever, everybody is different. Therapists that process trauma and stuff like that, they're going to be way more focused on your past and all that kind of thing than somebody else that isn't very trauma focused. We're different. Everybody comes from a different angle, from a different perspective. And also we all have different specialties and like niches and stuff like that too. So I don't know. We're not the same. I don't know what to tell you. We're not the same. Last assumption I got is all therapists are like warm and fuzzy, like new agey, like give everybody a trophy. You're the best. You're good enough. I believe in you, like cheerleader type therapist. That is a myth, because we're not all warm and fuzzy. Like some therapists are going to kick you in the butt. It depends on what you're looking for. Because, like, I definitely would not, I can't identify with being necessarily a warm and fuzzy. Like, I'm a nice lady, but I don't know that I could identify with, like, telling everyone, like, no, like, you got it. I think any little win is a win for sure. But at the same time, like, there's therapists that are very, like, in your face and very challenging and stuff like that. And they're not always going to tell you that you're right. They're not always going to validate you. And some people don't need that. Like, some people do need to hear, that thing that, like, I believe in you and you're doing great. You're awesome, sweetie. Like, go for it. And some people need to hear, like, you were wrong. Like, you were wrong. That didn't make sense. What would have been a better way to have that conversation? Some therapists are like that. So I think that's 100% a myth. And that is the last one. That's the last one I got, you guys. That took longer than I thought it would. I thought that would be kind of fast, but I got a few. So that's pretty cool. So, but that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate those of you that were here live, and I appreciate all of you that watch afterwards, of course. I hope you learned something and feel more comfortable maybe reaching out to a therapist near you. We all deserve to be well, if you ask me, and be well and fulfilled and happy. And therapist is just one big part of the way you do that for yourself. So if you need a referral or you want to find someone, I am open. But I have lots of really awesome therapist friends that I can refer you to if you're friends with me directly and, we can't see each other. But definitely please reach out to someone. And again, if you want to join this wellness junkie community that I'm building over here in my little corner of the internet and become a better version of you, but, you're tired or you don't have the motivation to really get started, I have the absolutely free Tiny Steps checklist that you can download to take tiny steps to like this week, really. Like, they're that small that you can do this week to start building that momentum, to start becoming that version of you that you really want to be, and start living a life that you don't want a vacation from, to be honest. So if you want to download that, go to connect.freedompsychotherapy.net/checklist. And thank you guys again. I love you so very much. I will see you next Wednesday night, 6 o'clock, same time, same place. Bye.